Right. Hey there. So, if you're 21 or close to it, you are standing on the crossroads of a new chapter. It's an exciting time, but let's be real, it can feel overwhelming a lot of the time. There's so much to figure out, but don't worry. In today's video, I'm actually going to share 21 things that I believe every 21-year-old should know to help navigate life, love, and everything else in between. Let's dive straight into it. Now, number one, arguably one of the most important, is your mental health. Now, this is just as important as your physical health. At 21, it's easy to get caught up in life's hustle and simply forget about your mental well-being. But your mind and emotions do deserve just as much attention as your physical health because they work hand in hand. Mental health is not a luxury, it's actually a necessity. So if you are feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or just off, do not ignore it. You need to talk to someone, maybe see a therapist, or simply take a step back, recharge, reflect, and make a plan to move forward. Now, remember, your mind shapes your reality, so you have to take care of it, and everything else will fall into place. Now, number two is managing your money. Obviously, money is the tool that you can use to buy back your time, buy back your freedom, and will ultimately allow you to do things such as moving to Thailand at 21 years of age and living your dream life. Now, how have I done this exactly? So, from a young age, the mindset that I had was that each bit of money I got was like a soldier. I'm the general, okay? The money is your army, your soldiers. Each time you make an investment or take a risk in business or in life, you send your soldiers out to war. Now, rule number one, never send all your soldiers out because if they all die in battle, you're back to zero. Rule number one, never go to zero. Rule number two, never forget rule number one. Now, you need to be calculated. So you need to think when you send your soldiers out, you want to be coming back, capturing enemy soldiers, bringing soldiers back, which increases your pot of money. That's the way I viewed it. Treat it like battle, treat it like anything else. So yeah, treat it like a battlefield. That's the way I treated it. And it's brought me the freedom and given me the space to take the losses that I have taken, and then ultimately allowed me to move out to Thailand at 21 years of age. Number three is to build relationships that lift you up. The people you surround yourself with play a huge role in your growth. So you've got to focus on building relationships that make you feel inspired, motivated, and supported. It's not about the number of friends you have, but more the quality of those relationships. So you need to seek out people who encourage you, challenge you, and bring out the best in you. And, don't be afraid to distance yourself from negative energy or people who simply hold you back. You deserve to be surrounded by positivity, as is what will continue to push you forward in every aspect of your life. Number four is that failure is part of the journey. Now, I have taken countless failures, but through not giving up, I've ended up here. Now, at 21 years of age, you're probably going to experience a few failures, and that's okay. Every successful person you admire has faced failure at some point. Now, the key isn't avoiding failure, it's actually to learn from it. So when you fall short of your goals, don't beat yourself up. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Because failures teach you resilience, perseverance, and creativity. They will show you new paths and also help you grow into a stronger and wiser version of yourself. Number five is making money online is not a scam. Now, I used to think making money online was a scam, probably like a lot of people out there right now. But then I realised that it's actually the way of the world now. In fact, I believe I know more people who make money online than your typical 9 to 5. So you need to be putting your efforts into building a personal brand, learning skills, and then showing the world those skills and exactly who you are. So by earning online income, this will be able to set you free and you won't be stuck to one, a single location, and two, more importantly, you won't have to live a boring and average life that's on somebody else's terms. When I first started making real money online, it actually blew my mind, but I will tell you now, it is the single most best decision that I ever made, and it has transformed my life and provided me with an untold level of freedom. Now, number six is no one has life figured out. Nobody has life completely figured out. Seriously, no one. At 21, it might feel like you're behind, like everyone else has some secret game plan, while, you're just trying to keep up. But what I will say is, here's the truth. Even the most successful people are still figuring it out. Life is not about having all the answers. It's actually about learning and growing and adapting as you go. Your 20s are your time to explore, to take risks, and to fail, and to try again, again, and again. The people who succeed aren't the ones who had it all mapped out from the start. They're actually the ones who just kept moving and kept moving forward, even when they had no idea what was next. So stop stressing about where you are in life right now or where you think you should be. You know, you're exactly where you need to be right now. So keep learning, keep pushing, and just trust the process, and trust that as long as you keep going, you'll figure things out along the way. Because the truth is, even at 30, 40, even 50, we're all still figuring it out. Now, number 7 is take the risk or lose the chance, because life doesn't wait for anybody. Every opportunity you hesitate on is an opportunity somebody else, like myself, is taking. Now, the difference between those who succeed and those who simply stay stuck isn't talent, isn't luck, or even connections. It's simply the courage to take the risk, to bet on themselves, to step into the unknown, even when fear is screaming at them, to stay put and stay in that comfort zone. But let me be clear, I'm not talking about just a reckless risk. I'm talking about calculated risks, the kind where you do your research, you prepare for setbacks, and you still choose to move forward. You know, whether it's starting that business, moving to another country, moving to a new city, quitting that job that drains you, or simply taking a chance on something that sets your soul on fire. You know, every great success story started with someone who decided to take a leap. So number 8, we've got your reputation. Now, your reputation is your greatest asset. With your reputation, you have to protect it. What you do today doesn't just fade away. Positive or negative, it will follow you. And your reputation is like a shadow, always attached to you. And it will shape the way the world sees you before you've even walked into a room. So every choice you make, every interaction, and even the things you post online, they all add up to create a picture of who you are, even if it's not who you think you are. And here's the truth. That picture determines what doors open for you and what doors will slam shut in your face. A bad reputation, it can cost you opportunities before you even know they existed. A single moment of recklessness, one burned bridge, one careless post, that could actually be the reason someone chooses to walk away instead of offering you a life-changing opportunity. Because the world is smaller than you think. People talk, networks overlap, and your name will enter rooms that you've never even stepped into. So the question is, what will they say when it does? But a strong, respected reputation, that's power. It's what gets you in the door before you even knock. It's why people will trust you and, recommend you and want to work with you. Be known as someone who is both reliable, kind, and professional. Someone who follows through on their word. Someone who adds value instead of just talking. Because at the end of the day, people don't just remember what you did. They're going to remember the way in which you made them feel. At the end of the day, success isn't just about what you know or even just who you know. It's about who knows you and what they say when you're not in the room. So you've got to ask yourself, what kind of reputation are you building today? Because whether you realise it or not, it's actually shaping your future. So you need to be careful who you listen to. Not all advice is worth taking. Now, the world is full of noise. Everyone has something to say about how you should live your life, what you should do, what's realistic, what's too risky. But here's the truth. Most people aren't giving advice. They're simply projecting their own fears onto you. They'll tell you, your dreams are impossible. Not because they are, but simply because they gave up on theirs. Now, they'll tell you to play it safe, not because it's right for you, but because they were simply too afraid to take their own shot. And, then there are those who speak the loudest, but have nothing to show for it, giving business advice when they're broke, life advice while they're miserable, and then telling you what's possible or what's not possible when they've never even tried. Now, you have to drown out all the noise. The only advice worth listening to is from the people who have what you want, the ones who have built the life you dream of. Just look at their actions, not just the words. Have they done it? Have they lived it? Do they have proof? If not, keep walking. At the end of the day, this is your life. You are the one who has to live with your choices, not them. Not their doubts, not their fears, you. So Don't let someone who quit on their dreams talk you out of yours. You need to think for yourself, trust your gut, and follow the voices that push you forward, not the ones that hold you back. You have to stop comparing yourself to others. Your journey is unique. Now, comparison is a thief. It steals your peace, your joy, and your confidence. In a world where social media shows us only the best of the best, it's easy to feel like everyone else has their life figured out while you're stuck struggling to catch up. But here's the truth. What you see online is a curated highlight reel, not the full story. What you're comparing yourself to isn't real. It's simply an illusion. The truth is, everyone has struggles, everyone faces setbacks, doubts, and failures. The only difference is you just don't see them. The people you admire, the ones you think have it all together, they've actually been through the same obstacles, the same late nights of doubt, the same moments where they wanted to give up. The difference is they kept going. They chose to keep moving forward despite the fear, despite the failures, and despite the unknown. So why would you compare yourself to someone else's highlight reel when you have not seen their behind the scenes? You are on your own unique journey and your timeline is different. Your experiences are different and your challenges are different. And that's okay. Your only competition, is the person that you were yesterday. So focus on your growth, your progress, and your victories, no matter how small they may seem. Every step forward, every lesson learned, every day you get closer to your goals, that's what matters. Your journey is yours and yours alone, and no one else can walk it for you. So stop looking left and right. Stop measuring yourself against others. Instead, look inward, celebrate how far you've come, and just trust that your best days are still ahead. The only race you're in is just the one to be better than you were yesterday. And, keep pushing forward. You've got this. Now, one of the biggest ones for me is that the gym is non-negotiable because your body is your foundation. Now, every goal, every dream, every ambition you have, it depends on one thing, and that is your health. If you don't take care of it, nothing else in the world matters. And that's why the gym isn't optional, it is a non-negotiable. But let's be clear, the gym is not just about looking good, even though that is a big positive side to it. It's actually about feeling strong. It's about having mental clarity, discipline, and confidence. It's mainly about proving to yourself every single day that you can do hard things, that you can show up, put in the work, and, push past the limits that your mind sets on yourself. Progress in the gym isn't instant. No one walks into the gym and walks out a champion in a day. But that's the beauty of it, because fitness teaches you patience. It teaches you that real results take time, and that consistency beats motivation every single time. And once you understand that and you start applying it to every part of your life, then you can use it as a transferable skill where you can achieve in other areas like you would in the gym. Now, it's more than a place, it's a mindset, the gym is. It's a daily reminder that efforts compound, that the work you put in today, even if it feels small, is actually, you're building towards something greater. And your body is actually a reflection of your habits, your self-respect, and your self-discipline. So stop making excuses. Stop waiting until you feel like it. Make it a part of who you are, because taking care of your body is not a luxury. It's simply a responsibility. And once you master that, you'll actually realize that you can master anything else in life, whether that's business, relationships. But yeah, the gym, very important one. Make sure you turn up every day. And the next point I want to touch on is that you need to stop living in the past. Your future depends on it. You cannot move forward while looking in the rearview mirror. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Everyone has some regrets and mistakes and moments that we wish we could redo. But if you keep replaying them in your mind, if you keep carrying all that weight, all you're doing is simply robbing yourself of the future that you still have, and the power to create new experiences. So you see, the past only defines you if you let it. Your mistakes, they were lessons. Your failures, they were stepping stones. Every hardship, every setback, every moment that broke you, it was all preparing you for what's ahead. But you can't step into your future if you're still chained to yesterday. So learn from your past, grow from it, and then let it go. Because you're not who you were last year, last month, or even yesterday. You're constantly evolving, learning, and becoming stronger. But The only way to step into your full potential is to make peace with what's behind you and focus only on what's ahead. Your future is built by the choices you make today, not by the mistakes of yesterday. Every second you spend dwelling on the past is a second that you're stealing from your future. Now, it's just time to forgive yourself, it's time to move on. The best chapters of your life are still unwritten, but for them to unfold, you have to stop rereading the old ones and put that energy into writing the new ones. Now, my next point, and it's something I've realised very recently myself, is to enjoy the journey, because the destination is not the point of fulfillment. Too many people live in that I'll be happy when mindset. I'll be happy when I make more money. I'll be happy when I get that job. I'll be happy when I finally make it. But here's the hard truth. If you can't find joy in the process, you'll never find it in the outcome. Because once you hit that milestone, what happens? You just set another one. Set another one again. The finish line keeps on moving. You tell yourself just a little more, just a little further, and suddenly life has passed you by while you were chasing a moment that never felt like enough. Happiness isn't the destination, it's in the journey. It's in the struggles that make you stronger, the lessons that shape you, and the small wins that prove that you're growing. It's in the late nights, the early mornings, the challenges, that push your limits. That's where life really does happen. So stop waiting to be happy someday. Look around, appreciate where you are, even as you work for where you want to be. Because the truth is, one day you'll look back and realise these moments right now were the ones that mattered the most. And number 14 is the fact that nobody owes you anything, and that's your power. So let's get one thing straight. Nobody owes you anything. Not success, not wealth, not opportunities, not even fairness. And the moment that you fully accept that is the moment you take control of your own life. Because if no one is responsible for your success but you, then that simply means that no one can stop you either. So you don't need permission, you don't need a handout, and you also don't need someone to come along and give you a shot. You simply create your own shot. Listen, entitlement will rob you of your potential faster than any failure ever could. It keeps you waiting instead of working, complaining instead of learning, and blaming instead of building. But here's the truth. The world doesn't reward what you think you deserve. It simply rewards what you earn, what you prove, and what you relentlessly pursue. So stop waiting for life to be fair. Make life work for you. Work harder, stay humble, focus on creating value rather than expecting things to come your way. Because the people who win in life, they do not wait, they build, they execute, and they simply take what's theirs. And so can you. And number 15 is learn to communicate effectively. Your words shape your future. Success in life isn't just about what you know. It's actually about how well you communicate it. You could be the smartest person in the room, but if you can't express your ideas, connect with people, and make them believe in what you're saying, you'll always be overlooked. Communication is power. It's actually the difference between getting the job or being forgotten, between building strong relationships or struggling with misunderstandings, between influencing others or simply fading into the background. But here's the good news. Communication is actually a skill, and skills can be learned. Learn to articulate your thoughts clearly, speak with confidence, not hesitation. Listen just as much, if not more, than you talk, because the best communicators aren't just speakers, they're actually great listeners too. Every opportunity you'll ever get in life will come through people, and people connect with those who know how to communicate. So invest in this skill, learn to write persuasively, speak clearly, and listen deeply, because the better you communicate, the more doors you'll open. And some of those doors will lead to life-changing opportunities, because you never know what key someone may hold for a pivotal change in your life. So you need to keep your options open and make sure you are communicating effectively with everyone. You are your best investment. You have to build the greatest asset, which is you. The best investment you'll ever make is in yourself. Not in stocks, not in property, and not in the latest trend. You. Everything you want, success, confidence, freedom, it starts with who you become. The skills you learn, the knowledge you gain, the discipline you build, these are the things that will pay you back for a lifetime. Yet, most people spend thousands on things that lose value, so cars, clothes, nights out. but hesitate to spend a penny on a book, a course, or a mentor that could change the future. They'll upgrade the phone every year, but never upgrade the mindset. Don't be that person. Because here's the truth, you are your biggest asset. Every time you invest in learning, improving, and growing, you increase your value, your personal value. You expand your opportunities, you set yourself up to win, not just for today, but for years to come. So you need to start treating yourself like the most valuable thing in your life. Read the books, take the courses, hit the gym, get the mentor, because everything you put into yourself, it compounds, and one day that investment will be the reason that you have everything that you've ever wanted. Now, the next one is that confidence comes from action. Stop waiting and start becoming. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. Now, that's a mistake most people make, and the only way to build it is through action and consistent action. Too many people sit around waiting to feel ready. They think confidence will magically appear one day, giving them courage to chase their goals, speak their mind, or step into new opportunities. But that is not how it works. Confidence doesn't come first, action does. You don't just become confident thinking about doing something. You simply become confident by doing it over and over again until it becomes second nature. Now, the first time you step into the gym, launch that business, speak in front of people, even get on camera like this, it is very uncomfortable. But every time you push through that discomfort, you then prove to yourself that you're capable, and that is where the real confidence is then built. So stop waiting, stop telling yourself you're not ready. Readiness is a myth. The only way to become ready is to start taking the leap, speaking up, and trying a new thing. Every time you take action, even when it's scary, you're then proving to yourself and your mind that you can do hard things. And that belief in yourself, that's confidence. And once you have it, nothing can stop you. Now, this one might sound a bit cliche, but it is factual. Sleep is a non-negotiable. Recharge to win. You can't build an empire if you're running on fumes. You can't reach your full potential if you're constantly exhausted. Sleep is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Now, we live in a world that glorifies the grind, where people wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. But here's the truth. No amount of hustle can replace proper rest. You can chug all the caffeine you want, bang all the upper deckies you want, but nothing will make up for a drained body and a foggy mind. So when you sleep, your body recovers, your brain resets, and your energy refuels. Your focus, mood, creativity, and even decision making and everything else depends on it. Without it, you're not going to be working harder, you're going to be working weaker. You don't need more coffee, more late nights, or more just push through it mentality. You just need better sleep. Make it a priority, protect it like your success depends on it, because it does. Winners don't burn themselves out. They rest, they recharge, and then they dominate. So take care of yourself, because a well-rested you is an unstoppable you. Now, this next one falls relevant to everyone watching this, and that is to control social media. Don't let social media control you. It is a double-edged sword. It can be either used to inspire you or destroy you. It all depends on how you use it. Every day, you're flooded with highlight reels, perfect bodies, luxury lifestyles, success stories, but what you don't see are the struggles, the failures, the moments of doubt behind those posts. If you're constantly comparing your reality to someone else's filtered perfection, you're setting yourself up for self-doubt, anxiety, and feeling behind in life. So here's the truth with this. You are on your own path. No one else's timeline matters. Social media should be a tool, a way to learn, connect, and be inspired. But if it's making you feel less than that, it's time to take control. Use social media intentionally. Follow people who motivate you and unfollow accounts that drain your energy, and you've got to set boundaries on your screen time. The best moments of your life won't happen on a screen. They happen when you're present, when you're fully living. So stop scrolling and start creating, because real life is happening right now. So this next one is a big one, and that is that self-discipline is more important than motivation. The power of consistency. Motivation is just a fleeting feeling. Some days you'll feel unstoppable, on fire, ready to crush your goals, but let's be real. There's just as many days when that motivation disappears and getting started feels like an uphill battle, and that is where most people fail. So here's the secret. Motivation isn't the key to success. self-discipline is. Discipline is the muscle you build when motivation is nowhere to be found. It's the ability to show up even when you don't feel like it, to do the hard work even when it's uncomfortable, boring, or inconvenient. The truth is, success isn't about waiting for the perfect mood or the perfect moment. It's about building habits that keep you moving forward. No matter what, the most successful people aren't the ones who wait for motivation to strike. They're the ones who have discipline to keep going, even on the days when it feels impossible. Discipline compounds. It's the small, consistent actions over time that lead to the biggest breakthroughs. Now, it's waking up early to work on your goals, if it's reading when you'd rather watch TV, if it's putting in the hours even when no one's watching. They're all things that count towards that. So stop relying on motivation and start building your discipline. Because when you make discipline your foundation, motivation will follow. And it will carry you to places that you never thought were possible. And finally, is that you need to learn to say no. Protect your time, protect your peace. Your time and energy are your most valuable assets. Once they're spent, they are gone. So you have to be intentional about where you direct them. If you just say yes to everything, you'll end up with nothing left, for the things that truly matter. Learning to say no is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It's a powerful act of self-respect and self-awareness. When you say yes to things that don't align with your values, your goals, or your peace, you just say no to your dreams, your priorities, and most of all, your well-being. So saying no isn't about setting boundaries, it's about protecting your time, your focus, and your energy from distractions that pull you away from what is truly important to you. Now, you don't have to be doing everything and to everyone. In fact, you're doing yourself and the people around you a disservice to try to be doing everything. Like, here's the truth. Not every opportunity is meant for you. Not every invitation, request, or favor is part of your journey. So you don't need to say yes just because you feel obliged or fear disappointing others. Choose wisely where you invest your time. When you say no to the things that don't serve you, you actually then create space to say yes to the things that truly matter to you, the things that move you forward, that light you up, and that align with your purpose. So next time you feel pressure to say yes, ask yourself, is this worth my time? Is this moving me closer to my goals? If the answer is no, then be strong, be brave, and say it. Your time, your energy, and your peace are yours to protect. And when you start saying no, you'll create space for the things that truly deserve a yes. So that was 21 things I think every 21-year-old should know. And whoever this video reached, whether you watched all of it, whether you watched some of it, I just hope it has a positive impact on your life and that you can go and take action now, implement some, if not all these things into your daily routine, into your life as a whole. And if you drew some sort of value, drop a like, drop a subscribe. I've been Dylan Francis. I'm signing out. Stay hungry. Let's get it. See you in the next one.